How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, we're going to be covering some common issues we've been seeing with the 2023 and newer Honda CR-V. So this is the current generation that we are talking about. So this is a hybrid video. I will make a separate video on the 1.5T, but for this video, it's just going to be the 1.5T. So we're going to cover common issues, some recalls and things of that nature. And this is just going to be for the consumer who currently has one or is thinking about purchasing one up, and just so you know what some of the trends are that are going. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So this one here in particular is a 26 model year. It is a brand new car, so we're just using this as an example. It does not mean this particular car actually has any issues, and you may not have any of these issues either, or maybe you have all these issues. But regardless, let me know in the comment section down below if you've had any issues or if it's been a fairly reliable vehicle to you. And we'll start by the EPS recall. So that was a issue that plagued many earlier owners and has since been resolved. We've replaced the spring in there, and we add some grease, and we've had positive results on that. And initially we had to drop the steering rack, but now Honda has a procedure which takes us about half an hour or so and is much less involved, and just gets us in and out of there as quickly as possible without touching as many things as we used to touch at that point. Now again, this is a hybrid, so it looks different than the 1.5T would. And something Honda does great here is they added this cover. Does three things. Obviously, it makes it look nicer. Also keeps the engine noise a little bit down, and last but not least, also protects it from some rodent damage. Now this is very area specific, but here in my area, we do see plenty of rodent damage, specifically on the 1.5Ts, not so much on the hybrids, and that is partially because of this cover here. Now, they could attack different areas, but typically speaking, they do like this area here. So nice job on Honda with that. I wish they would adapt something just like this on a 1.5T, but that's for a different video. So as you can see by the title, head gasket issues. Yes, we are starting to see a growing trend of head gasket issues, not only on this generation, but the other generation, the previous generation as well. And although the motors are basically the same, there are some differences. Now, we've seen one as early as 40,000 miles just a couple of weeks ago, which is very concerning, and one as late as 160,000 miles. So huge range there. None of them are acceptable in my opinion. Although at 160K, you could argue that, like, all right, it lasted a while there. At 40,000 miles, absolutely unacceptable. And we'll see if this kind of continues. We have been seeing an uptick, again, on the previous generation and this generation as well, on both the hybrids and the 1.5T. But again, this is the hybrid video, so we're going to focus on this at this time. Now, another issue that we see plenty of, and there's actually a bulletin for it, is failed injectors. So the injectors, they end up dripping or misting when the car's turned off, or even while running, causing a rich code, causing a misfire, even sometimes causing a transmission code. But it's all due to usually one injector leaking, and we replace those as a set, along with the affected spark plug or spark plugs if there's more than one. From what I've seen, it's usually just one cylinder, but there could be multiple cylinders. So again, we replace that one spark plug or spark plugs and replace those injectors, and we do not have a repeat issues with those. Now, that could happen, but from what I've seen so far, no repeat concerns at that point. So that is basically everything under the hood here. We've replaced one of these once. There's been a couple of them here and there, but nothing too crazy, just a couple failures, nothing to be concerned about. And my biggest concern here under the hood would be these head gaskets. The injectors, yes, they're an issue, but the head gasket is a much bigger repair, and obviously it could be problematic, especially once these vehicles are out of warranty. So moving right along here now, again, this is area based, but we see way too many of these radars being stolen right behind here. What they do is they pop this off, and they snatch that radar, and then they go sell it to somebody else, maybe a body shop, maybe they need it for themselves or whatnot. But in doing so, they cause damage to the grill, so then you end up needing the grill, sometimes a harness, depending if they cut the connector or not, if they just break it or whatnot. Could be a couple different scenarios here. Now, there is some brackets you could put in here to protect it. Now, it's not foolproof, but it's better than nothing, and the idea there is to just have them from taking it. Usually they don't come prepared, you know, with other tools, but they could. But again, it's just a deterrent to hopefully have them from picking on your car and unfortunately moving on to somebody else's car. We've also recently seen a surge of stolen wheels going on, so make sure you get yourselves a nice set of wheel locks. And we've also seen a surge of mirror glasses being stolen as well. Now, what happens is when they steal these, 9 out of times they will break them. So it'll break the mirror. Sometimes you just need a glass. But not only did they cause damage to your car, they usually break the mirror and it's useless anyways. All right, so as far as the interior goes for the 23 and 25 model years, we've been seeing some concerns with when you put in reverse, the backup camera displays black and white versus a picture. So there's actually a software update for that, so kudos to Honda for addressing that. And everything in here works fine. Everything is nicely put, with the exception of this, and I basically mentioned this in all my videos. This is a horrible location only because you have cup holders right here. You know, if you eat some sandwiches or whatnot, crumbs can fall in here, which isn't as big of a deal as if liquid drops in here and causes some damage. That typically is irreversible with the crumbs. Sometimes you can vacuum them out or blow them out or even pick them out. But they could have easily put these switches, you know, on this side over here, which there's plenty of space of, in which they actually do in some models. So not sure why they keep putting them here. I'm sure they see the amount of switches being ordered and replaced, not only off of this vehicle, but other vehicles as well. So maybe it's just a design thing, but I think a much better place for this would be right over here, and there would be a lot less failures of that. So I know I mentioned a big couple of ticket items here, but overall, besides the head gasket concern, these cars do seem to be fairly reliable. The head gasket injectors would be the biggest concern here. Hopefully Honda gets a handle on those. Now, there is a design error or an engineering flaw, in my opinion, with those head gaskets, which I will cover on a different video. So if you want to find out what those details are, make sure you stay tuned, and I will make, again, a dedicated video just for that. If you purchase this car or any new car, doesn't matter if it's Honda, Toyota, Nissan, Mercedes, BMW, whatever the case may be, and you plan on keeping it long term, maintenance matters, and you should most definitely get the OEM manufacturer warranty. I promise you it'll be worth every penny. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. So not too many talking points here, which is a good thing. Unfortunately, the head gasket issue is a big concern. We will see if this continues to be a trend. Again, I will make an updated video as time goes by, and I'll have an updated video right around this time next year to kind of see if we're still seeing some of those, or maybe they've diminished, or whatever the case may be. Regardless, I'll talk about it in next year's video. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you do not miss any of those videos, along with other videos concerning common issues, recalls, etc., stuff like that. So with that being said, I'll catch everyone on the next one.